Welcome to the Stray Podcast, where two unrich, unfamous, unheroic finger snap survivors who would suck Thor's dick, real people aimlessly move from topic to topic without course.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Jason. Today's subject is Marvel Universe Part 2! Dun da da da!
Avengers! Assemble!
No, it's the Stray Podcast.
Sure.
Assemble!
Might as well.
Sure, whatever. So, on part 1, we left off. I think the last movie we discussed was Avengers, the first one.
Yes.
Okay, so the movie that we're just jumping right into it, people. Fuck the weekend, fuck how you are, fuck how we are. Alright?
Who gives a shit?
Because we have a lot to cover.
Woo! We still got like 15 more movies. We're gonna go by quick.
Okay, Iron Man 3 in 2013. Director was Shane Black. Plagued with worry and insomnia since saving New York from destruction, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., now is more dependent on his suits that give him his Iron Man persona. So much that every aspect of his life is affected, including his relationship with Pepper, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, there we go again. Yeah, there we go again.
The enemy known as Mandarin?
Yes,
Ben
Mandarin.
Kingsley?
Yep. Yeah, he was supposedly...
Reduces his personal world to rubble. Tony must rely solely on instinct and integrity to avenge his losses and protect the people he loves.
Yeah, this
I love Ben Kingsley.
This one, so he ends up not being technically the real bad guy. It was somebody else. But,
okay.
Sure. But, so... During the newest movie out, there was a character that came out, and I'm like, who the heck is this kid? I've never seen him, and it turns out he was from Iron Man 3.
Okay.
So I did want to go into like a really quick fun fact here about Robert Downey.
Oh, Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
And this is the one with I don't know, Jeff Bridges. Which one was Jeff? Why am I not remembering Jeff Bridges?
He was he was on the first one.
Oh, okay.
He was on the first one.
He was like a partner of his, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He was the one who was supposed to control the company, but Iron Man said, no, I'll take it from here.
Wait, isn't Iron Man 3 Guy Pearce was the one that was trying to steal his idea?
Yes.
But I think we said that was Iron Man 2.
Did we?
I think so.
No. No. Episode 3. Look up the cast. What is it again?
Iron Man 3.
No.
It has Guy Pearce. I thought Guy Pearce was...
Oh, he's the one with he created a... this
Aldrich
regeneration,
killing.
like it's like stem cell research kind of deal, where he used it on military personnel that would lose limbs and it would grow back. That's what.
And doesn't Pepper Potts become?
She becomes
Iron
kind
Man
of
too?
Yeah. She becomes
with
infected
that?
with that. They extract that from her.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
they eventually get all that stuff. It's like red fiery lava.
Got
inside.
it.
It's more like on a scientific level, which is still kind of cool. And then that movie goes back into the 90s. It was like a New Year's. That's how it starts off in like 2000 or something like that, and then it fast forward to it.
Got it.
So that's where that goes in. Throughout the movie, it was rumored that Robert Downey Jr. hid food all over the film to satisfy any cravings he had while on set. So whenever you do see him chewing off or munching off on screen, it was actually a snack that he would hide during filming.
It's kind of like Brad Pitt in all the Oceans movies.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't really a script or part of the movie, but it was actually just him really hungry and just eating on set.
I would do the same thing, girl. I would do the same thing. If I was rich, famous, and in a movie, I would hide
everything you could.
Dildos everywhere. Be like, be right back. I'll come back with a huge smile on my face.
Give me 30 minutes, I'll be back. Give me 10.
Next, we have Thor, The Dark World, May 2013, director Alan Taylor. In ancient times, the gods of Asgard fought and won a war against an evil race known as the Dark Elves. Mm-hmm. The survivors were neutralized, and their ultimate weapon, the... How do you say that? Aether?
The ether.
Ether.
The ether.
Was buried in secret location. Hundreds of years later, Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, finds the ether and becomes its host, forcing Thor, Chris Hemsworth, to bring her to Asgard before dark elf Malekith? Malekith? Christopher
it's okay.
captures her and uses the weapon to destroy the 9 realms, including Earth.
Yes, I do remember that.
I don't think I saw this one.
It was pretty cool.
I don't think
so. It was an old fling that Thor had with Jane, and she went on to win the Nobel Peace Prize or the Nobel Science Prize, whatever you want to call it.
Right. So Natalie Portman's in this one as well.
Yes.
So is Kate Dennings.
Yeah, she
Idris Elba.
gets to go.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
She gets to go to Asgard and meet his family for the first time.
Okay.
And Anthony Hopkins is not all that too hot. The fact
is this
that
where
he's dating...
Anthony Hopkins dies?
Yes.
Okay.
He goes into like a sleep.
Okay.
Sleep mode. Not yet. He's not dead yet. So he goes into like a sleep mode, like a coma per se. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, Thor's mother does die in this one.
Rene Russo.
Yeah.
I love Rene Russo.
We'll get into that in a bit. So it was Natalie Portman.
Do you have any interesting facts on this one?
I have an interesting fact on the second one, which is Ragnarok. So let's go ahead and keep moving forward.
Okay. But this is the third Thor. No, second.
This is second.
Okay.
Second one right now.
The next one is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. April 2014. Director are the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony. Mm-hmm. After the cataclysmic events in New York with his fellow Avengers, Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, Chris Evans, lives in the nation's capital as he tries to adjust to modern times. An attack on a S.H.I.E.L.D. colleague throws Rogers into a web of intrigue that places the whole world at risk. Joining forces with the Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and a new ally, the Falcon, Rogers... Oh my god. Is that the guy who flies?
Yeah, that's the guy who flies.
He's
really...
Dark Eye? Oh my god.
Yeah, he's really yummy. Please. Yes, he is.
Rogers struggles to expose an ever-winding conspiracy, but him and his team soon come up against an unexpected enemy. So this is Captain America, The Winter Soldier, April 2014. Do you have any...
Actually, Chris Evans started this whole really fun group text chat whenever they would be on set. It would just be after, meet up at a bar at 9 o'clock on Saturday nights. This was a group effort, and I think this was really cute. So what they did...
Yes, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie, that's right. He actually literally sent a group text to anybody who would be working on set with him, Avengers Assemble. And that would just be mean code, like, meet me at a bar.
Oh my God, I love that.
We should totally do that.
I wonder how I remember how, I know that sometimes when there's a big cast, they sometimes rent homes.
Yeah. And
they all stay in the same area. They don't do hotel rooms. They'll just rent a home.
Right.
That's close to set.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at least I'm assuming.
Because all of this stuff is mainly filmed in a warehouse or a studio with a green screen. Most of it. Most of it
is, yeah. If there are in cities, and that's one of the reasons why they don't like filming so much in cities, because first of all, it makes traffic.
Yeah.
And it costs money.
Yes.
Hence why we had mentioned last week why they decided to film in Ohio rather than in New York, even though the whole battle took place in New York. But yeah.
So this is the one Sebastian Stan played Bucky Barnes, who is that one-armed guy. What is his name?
The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So Chris Evans or Captain America doesn't know that his friend survived the fall from... no, this is the first Captain America, right?
No, this is the second.
Civil War?
No, this is Winter Soldier, so this is the second.
Okay, so he doesn't know that his friend had survived the fall from 1940, whatever. So he always thought that his friend was dead. Mm-hmm. And so he, unfortunately, Bucky Barnes doesn't remember him or doesn't know who he is. So the whole point is trying to get him to kind of, let's remember me.
So he doesn't kill him.
No, he doesn't.
Because isn't he trying to kill him?
Yes, it's his assignment, but he was kind of tripped out after the fact that he knew that it was Bucky Barnes, because at first it was just an assignment to capture, of course, with the help of Natasha Romanoff.
Is that Scarlett Johansson?
That's Scarlett
Black
Johansson.
Widow.
It's Black Widow.
Okay, moving on to Guardians of the Galaxy. August 2014, director is James Gunn. Brash space adventurer Peter Quill, Chris Pratt, finds himself a quarry of recklessness bounty hunters after he steals an orb. What is that? Orb coveted by Ronan?
Ronan, yeah.
A powerful villain.
He's part of the Creed.
To evade Ronan, Quill is forced into an uneasy truce with 4 desperate mischiefs: gun-trotting Rocket, Raccoon, tree-like humanoid Groot, energetic Gamora, and vengeance-driven Drax, the Destroyer. But when he discovers the orb's true power, the true power and the cosmic threat it poses, Quill must rally against Ragtag group to save the universe. This was a fun movie.
Yes.
I remember this movie.
The soundtrack was really awesome, by the way.
This movie probably cost a lot of money just for the music alone.
Mm-hmm. Because they used so many, like, 70s, 80s, even 60s music. Yes. Chris Pratt. Everybody knows Pratt from...
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord from...
Every movie.
Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah, Jurassic World. Zoe Saldana plays Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who Dave... I'm not sure how to say his last name.
Let me see the picture of him. Who's the guy?
Him right there.
Oh, Dave Bautista.
Oh, Batista! Drax the Destroyer. Is he a wrestler?
He's a wrestler. Did a little bit of UFC for a bit, and then went back to WWE.
Okay, so Vin Diesel is Groot?
Yes.
How much money does he get paid for?
Probably a lot of money just to say,
what does he say?
Groot.
Okay.
I'm Groot. I'm Groot.
Doesn't even sound like Vin Diesel.
I am Groot.
Does it?
I am Groot.
Oh. And then Bradley Cooper obviously plays Rocket Raccoon.
But Bradley Cooper doesn't really sound like Bradley Cooper either.
No.
He sounds more
he
like
doesn't,
a really...
But I mean, I could hear it, though.
Really?
Glenn Close?
Who's she?
What?
Glenn Close. She is on the... Oh, gosh, I forgot the name of the planet.
Arani?
She's like a high officer there. She pretty much handles all...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember now. Okay, yeah. I totally forgot she was in this. I love Glenn Close.
What other movie has she been?
Every movie known to man. Fatal Attraction. Hello.
Fatal Attraction, thank you.
Where she boiled the bunny.
Why don't I not remember that?
I don't know. Why don't you remember that shit?
I know, I'm sorry.
The wife that she was nominated for and didn't get it. Bummer.
And
Hooked.
So Pratt actually got this role in 30 seconds. And, I do remember seeing that. So the way that he got it, so director James Gunn said that Chris Pratt his audition was so good, he didn't even have to lose weight if he couldn't. And they just CGI'd his six-pack. Oh, that's just sad.
What?
They could.
But I thought
CGI,
he did.
Yeah,
Okay.
They could CGI his six-pack if they had to. Ironic, considering Gunn originally didn't even want to see Pratt for the role. Pratt got the audition because Gunn's assistant insisted. Of course. I would have insisted.
Was the assistant a homo?
Parks and Rec. I couldn't think of the show.
Oh, that's a great show.
Yes, it is. And then Gunn later said that within 30 seconds he knew that the role was for Pratt. So, hey. On another note, Bautista's makeup took 5 hours a day, and he never sat down for it. So it took makeup artists 5 hours a day to apply the 18 prosthetic tattoo pieces and a full body makeup onto his body. So it looks like he did stand the entire time holding on to rails with tennis balls in his hands, silent and never complaining. But again, he's like a natural bodybuilder. Yeah, so he's used to that kind of interesting shit.
And then Zoe Saldana plays Gamora. It's a wicked reference, you guys.
I do want to mention we all remember from the movie when they're all lined up in the jails, or they're getting processed to go into prison. And I don't know if you guys remember when Chris flips them off. He puts his little finger right up like that. It was actually improvised by him. It was not part of the script, so he just started really rolling it.
That was funny.
That was really funny. I
believe. That's Chris Pratt always plays himself.
Yeah.
No shade.
Yes,
that's just him.
Yes. And he's very. He's very religious based too. So we're
not getting into
that.
Anyways, Avengers: Age of Ultron, May 2015. Director Joss Whedon. When Tony Stark, it seems that always Tony's
Well, remember what I was saying. He wanted kind of this whole thing to revolve around him. So
when Tony Stark jumpstarts a dormant peacekeeping program, things go terribly awry. Shocking. Forcing him, Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and the rest of the Avengers to reassemble. As the fate of Earth hangs in the balance, the team is put to the ultimate test as they battle Ultron, a technical terror hell-bent on human extinction. Along the way, they encounter two mysterious and powerful...
Mistress, when did it get like that? Woo! Love it!
They encounter two mysterious and powerful newcomers, Petro and Wanda Maximoff?
Mm-hmm. Known as
the twins.
Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
And...
Flash. No. Speeder. He's the same character as an X-Men. Right?
Yeah. No, that's a different actor. I thought.
No, I know. It's a different actor.
Yeah,
the character is the
same thing. Like Quicksilver or like Speedy Gonzalez. He runs really fast, and she's weird.
And she has an accent in this movie, right? But then she loses it.
She has a Sokovian accent in which she wants to make Tony Stark suffer throughout his entire life with the Avengers, and then loses it by the last movie, where she's a completely normal accent and Sokovian.
No, did she lose it in this movie though?
She loses it.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, she loses the accent.
So everyone's in this. James Spader, that's right. He plays Ultron.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I love.
Well, you never get
Stargate.
to see him; you just get to hear him.
And Aaron Taylor Johnson plays Quicksilver. You're right, Quicksilver, who is the same X-Men character.
You might be confusing him with Fantastic Four.
No.
He's also Quicksilver.
No, that's Quicksilver. No, it's Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Quicksilver is also an X-Men.
The new one,
but they're
right?
not part of the same universe, right?
Yeah.
They're not part of the same universe. It's the same guy.
They're like branching in between universes. You know what I mean?
I know,
It's
but they can't say it though.
Yeah,
because they don't own.
I mean,
Disney doesn't own.
we're hoping that there'll be a crossover one day, kind of
Okay.
like the recent DC and Marvel crossover that happened in.
Because Quicksilver
just kidding.
in the X-Men universe is played by the guy from American Horror Story.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. That guy. And,
so pretty much, James Spader is Ultron, wants to kill everyone, and then he brings this hellfire of robots, I believe, right?
Yeah. So he it's like artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So that's how he wants to take over the world and pretty much nuke it.
Nuke it, bitch.
Nuke it.
And then, of course, they defeat him. Goodbye.
But in the process, exploding and just destroying.
If all these movies were real, the world would be bankrupt. We wouldn't survive.
Hey,
we can't build every city again.
We need Wakanda.
Okay.
We need Wakanda's help.
Moving on to Ant-Man, June 2015. Director is Peyton Reed. Forced out of his own company by former protege Darren Cross, Dr. Hank Pym, Michael Douglas, recruits the talents of Scott Lang, Paul Rudd. Do you think he's hot?
Paul Rudd? I find him attractive because of his character and how he's funny.
And he's like 100?
Yes.
Who is a master thief just released from prison. Lang becomes the Ant-Man trained by Pym. Am I saying that right? Pym? Pym? And armed with a suit that allows him to shrink in sizes. Poses superhuman strength and control of army of ants. I almost said rats. The miniature hero must use his new skills to prevent Cross, although known as Yellow Jacket, from perfecting the same technology and using it as a weapon of evil.
Yep, I remember that.
I think I saw this one.
It was one of the more funnier ones. It wasn't very as serious,
but it wasn't as
bad,
as funny, as crude as Deadpool, right?
Yeah,
he's not.
Yeah, it was a little bit more lenient. It was. Here's the funny thing. So, director Josh Whedon, I think that was his name. Yeah. He did not want Ant-Man to be a part of the movie. So in the comic books, Ant-Man is one of the founders of the Avengers, but the director didn't want him in the film, mostly because he thought it was just too much to have a third scientist in the movie. I guess. Sure, we have Dr. Banner, Stark.
Wait a second. Michelle Pfeiffer was in this?
Yeah, she's the Wasp's mother. Michael Douglas's wife. But we don't know that yet.
Wait a second.
She disappeared in the quantum realm, which we're going to get into in just a few.
Oh, okay. 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 I can't believe I didn't know she was in this.
Well, because she's only in it for like 5 seconds or 5 minutes. Because it all explains how the Wasp, or not, sorry, Ant-Man's costume came to be and why he didn't want his daughter to wear, you know, the Wasp costume or whatnot. Or he didn't want his daughter to be involved.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, but you only see her like 5 seconds, I swear.
God damn it.
I swear. And
is she in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
yes.
The second one, she in that one more?
For like 10 minutes.
God damn it.
Like 15 minutes. I guess we can round it off.
Hashtag cock tease. Jesus Christ. Moving on?
Yes.
Okay, next is Captain America Civil War, May 2016. Director is the Russo brothers.
Those
Joe
Russo brothers, man,
and
they're
Anthony.
rich now.
Political pressure mounts to install a
set
system
for
of
life.
accountability when the accounts of the Avengers led to collateral damage. The new status quo deeply divides members of the team. Captain America believes superheroes should remain free to defend humanity without government interference. Iron Man sharply disagrees and supports oversight. As the debate escalates into an all-out feud, Black Widow and Hawkeye must pick a side.
Yeah.
So
Poor
this is the
Hawkeye.
one where Captain America and Iron Man pretty much fight at the end, right? It's Captain America,
Spider-Man,
Bucky,
that's where he
or
recruits.
the one-armed guy.
Yeah.
At the end, fighting Captain America.
Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow kind of switches side at the very end. And that's where they recruit Ant-Man
Oh yes.
and Falcon. And then Tony Stark gets, obviously him, Iron Man. And that's where he recruits Spider-Man. For the first time, we kind of see Spider-Man for the first time there.
Tom
Holland. Tom
okay.
Holland. And he also gets War Machine. And I know I'm missing somebody. Well,
War
Black
Machine.
Widow was on.
Who's Crossbones?
Let me see.
Frank.
Oh, he's part of Hydra. He's a bad
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
He's a bad
He
guy.
bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
Hydra.
Yeah. I like him in
Batroc the Leaper.
let me see.
George St. Pierre. He's kind of cute too.
He's bad too.
Oh.
I know.
all these people.
If they
Fuck
look
all these people,
badass-
bitch.
They're pretty much part of Hydra.
So this is what leads into
That kind of dissolution for a bit.
yeah, because
all of
in
them.
the Infinity War, which we'll get to,
That's when
they don't want to call each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It stems from this.
Yes.
And that's why Captain America kind of goes into hiding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of it drops the whole American thing.
So we're introduced into new Avengers that will eventually come all together in the Infinity War.
Yeah, that
Okay.
being Spider-Man finally.
Thor is not in this one though.
Not yet. No.
Okay.
He's in Asgard fighting his sister. I'm sure. Probably.
Oh yeah, that's right. Moving on.
Yes.
Okay. Doctor Strange, October 2016, directed by Scott Dickerson. Dick. Dr. Stephen Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch. He's really hot. Life changes after a car accident robs him of the use of his hands. With traditional medicine fails him, he looks for healing and hope in a mysterious enclave. He quickly learns that is it enclave or enclave? Enclave?
Enclave.
Is at the front line of a battle against unseen dark forces bent to destroying reality. Before long, Strange is forced to choose between his life and fortune, or leave it all behind to defend the world as most powerful sorcerer in existence.
Yeah, they don't give Doctor
So-
Strange so much. Sure, if you're into him, but I don't think he ever really got so much media attention as right now.
So Doctor Strange is a famous doctor who gets in a huge car accident because he's
Yes.
driving his really, really fast, nice car,
Yes.
flies off a cliff, loses the ability of his hands,
Yes.
goes to, is it
He loses a
India
steadiness
or
of
Tibet?
of his hands. I think it's Tibet or sure, we'll leave it as Tibet.
And then he get Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
Love her. She's very
Ooh,
androgynous.
yes.
Love her,
Oh,
love her, love
yes.
her. She plays the Ancient One.
Yes.
Okay. I remember that. I think I've seen this movie recently. That's why I'm remembering all this. She teaches him, like, these blue neon, like, club lights. And it opens portals. It makes shields. It does. And then he finds that cape, right, that defends him.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he's fighting against that Caecilius? Caecilius?
Caecilius.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the dark sorcerers. So
And
he
then
was
Rachel
introduced
McAdams is in
to
Forgot about
the
that.
darker side of magic, I suppose. Sure.
The darker side of Sears. They're going out of business.
Oh.
Rachel McAdams is in this.
Yes. Plays the
love her.
girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Love interest. I'll say
Yeah,
love interest.
the other doctor.
The nurse. Or, yeah, the doctor. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a doctor. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Love her. She's so pretty. Rachel McAdams is so pretty. Dark hair, light hair. I love her. She's so pretty.
Really?
Yes. You don't think she's pretty? You're insane. Rachel McAdams is gorgeous.
Actually, I just saw her in Game Night. I thought she was awesome in that.
Oh,
She
yeah. That was
really fun.
actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
2.
May 2017. Director James Gunn.
Mr. Blue Sky. Mr.
Peter
Blue
Quill
Sky.
and his fellow Guardians are hired by a powerful alien race,
Where are you?
right here,
The Sovereign.
the Sovereign, to protect their precious. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm the worst reader alive. But that's fine, whatever.
I could have just said the sober. The sober.
The sober, that would, ugh.
What kind of a planet is that? Although
most
they
boring
are,
planet in the
that
world.
would be the sober planet because every person or every individual part of the Sovereign is raised and bred to do a specific role within their community.
Yeah, drink. Peter Quill and his fellow Guardians are hired by the powerful alien race, the
Sovereign.
Sovereign, to protect their precious batteries from invaders. Batteries?
Yes.
I don't think I saw this.
Well, it's because, so the Sovereign are very, very proud people. So if you even steal a pen from them, they will take it so personal that they will send their entire
This
fleet
is a
after
boring
you.
movie. When it is discovered that the rocket has stolen the items they were sent to guard, the Sovereign dispatched their armada to search for vengeance. As the Guardians try to escape the mystery of Peter's
Parentage is revealed.
What does that mean?
Parentage. He finds out who his father is.
That's right, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Oh, I didn't see this. 'Cause
Ego.
I love Kurt Russell. I love Goldie Hawn too.
Who's that?
Goldie Hawn, they're not married,
Oh.
but they've been together forever.
His partner. Let's
Yes,
just
Goldie
say that.
Hawn, Hello First Wives Club,
Yeah.
Overboard.
Yeah. Okay, yes, I know who that is.
Oh my god.
If it's not Avengers or Marvel, I don't know. Or DC, I'm all into that.
So, and I think, didn't Kate Blanchett play...
Not yet.
No. Wasn't she a voice in this movie?
She was...
No, I don't think she was. I don't
Kate
see her.
Blanchett doesn't come in... she's in Avengers. I'm
No,
sorry.
I know. Well,
Thor.
I thought she was a voice of one of the aliens in this movie.
Oh. That I don't know.
Isn't this movie the aliens are really tall?
No.
No.
So
I'm thinking
he
of a different
goes to
movie.
he goes to the planet where his
Mm-hmm.
father is. So he's technically a small god per se. He can create
Oh.
life, and he has planted pretty much seeds from his planet.
Miley
in-
Cyrus is in this movie.
What?
She plays Mainframe.
Let me see.
Who's that?
How did I? Jeez. Okay, I had no idea.
Let's look that up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Miley Cyrus. Go ahead.
So
Mainframe.
he goes off and plants parts of his world into other planets, thinking pretty much why he looks for.
It's this. Do you remember this?
Oh, that's her. She's
Yeah.
she only came out for like 5 seconds at the
Oh,
very
okay.
end.
Well, yeah, Miley Cyrus is in this movie, you
Oh,
guys.
weird cameo. Not
Very
even
weird.
a real cameo.
I got paid a lot of money for that shit.
For like, it's like I'm Groot.
I farted.
Here you go, $1 million. Have fun.
Bye.
Yes. End of the story. He defeats his father. Father turns out to be this bad guy who wants to take over the entire universe in his own image and wants to pretty much kill everyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the premise of all these movies?
Yeah. But we find out that Quill has that power that his dad has been looking for that can hold more power, sure. And he finds him, but wants to kill him to get that power for him. Kurt Russell. Right?
Yeah, Kurt
he
Russell.
wants to do that. So Quill being like the coolest, or Star-Lord, and then his whole team comes down and pretty much helps him defeat Ego, and they all leave. And then this is where you get that famous line, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." What's that guy's name?
I love Mary Poppins. Who?
It's his. It's the guy that raised him. I don't know his actual name. That guy, Michael Rooker. He's Yondu. He's the blue guy.
Oh yeah,
He controls the arrow with.
Oh yeah. His little whistles.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. We're gonna go through these last ones fast.
Yeah. Let's go,
Thor
let's go.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
November 2017. Director is Takaya Wakiti.
That was a really fun movie.
It was a really fun. It was kind of like where he got his haircut.
80s.
Very 80s looking.
Yes.
Kate Blanchett is in this movie.
Yes, she plays Hela.
I love her.
She plays Hela, which is Thor's first sister, heir
Yes.
to Asgard.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
And then
really bad.
Tessa Thompson. I love her too.
That is... Oh, yeah, Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Love her. Love. Tom Hiddleston obviously plays Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Goldblum plays like the Grand Master.
Yes.
Very funny. And then the Hulk is in this because the Hulk is captured, right, and brought to that planet.
He loses control of one of the ships from one of the battles of Sokovia. So
okay.
he takes off in a ship, and we don't know where he ends up. And then it's not until we figure out that he's been in...
Doctor Strange is in this?
Yes, he is, because he needs to go down. Thor needs to go down to Earth to visit his father, and this is where we lose Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
yeah, because Anthony Hopkins finally tells him, "Hey, you actually have a sister," and it's like a big family drama. Like you needed Maury there.
And it says Matt Damon's in this movie.
Matt Damon was I forget.
It must have been a cameo because there's no
cameo,
name.
yeah, and I forget the part where he's at.
Okay. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
First time you see Tom. No, second time you see Tom Holland.
I don't think I saw this.
No,
July 2017. Director John Watts. Thrilled by his experience with the Avengers, young Peter Parker returns home to live with his Aunt May under the watchful eye of mentor
Aunt May.
Tony Stark. Peter starts to embrace his newfound identity as Spider-Man. He also tries to return to his normal daily routine, distracted by thoughts of providing himself to the more just a friendly neighborhood, just superhero. Peter must soon put his powers to the test. When the evil Vulture emerges to threaten everything that he holds dear.
Yeah. And do you know
was that with Michael?
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
yes.
He plays Vulture.
Love Michael Keaton.
Yes, and he pretty much wants to. He has a crush on his daughter, on Michael Keaton's daughter, but he doesn't know it's his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of figures out.
And he's like a thief, right?
Yeah, he's a thief.
Yeah.
So he pretty much is like getting all the parts that were destroyed during the Avengers movie.
Oh yeah.
So he's
he would
trying
go
to sell
around.
them off.
Yeah,
he's selling them off to the black market.
Oh, Zendaya.
Zendaya, yes.
Love her.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and then Marissa Tomei, love her too. Plays May Parker.
Aunt May for the first
Very
time.
hot.
She's not like 85.
Oh, and Donald Glover's in this one. The Ultimate Prowler.
I suppose.
And Logan Marshall Green, who is so hot. Jackson W. Bryce, I'm not sure who that is. And Jennifer Connelly. I need to watch these movies over again. Maybe we should have done that before we did this podcast.
No, I'm trying to remember who are.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe because
maybe they don't. Maybe they're. Well, I remember Donald Glover being in it. I remember that. I remember Jennifer.
Do you
Connelly,
remember what part?
Yeah, I remember Spider-Man goes up to him by a car and like his hand to the car, asking for information.
Oh, that's him.
That's
okay.
Donald Glover.
Okay, yeah. And then I didn't. What? Who was Jennifer Connelly?
Karen. It must have been. It's just
okay.
Karen.
I'm gonna have to watch this again because it's been a while, but it's kind of nice that we're naming off these people.
So Michael Keaton,
people might be
doesn't he get wings?
He does get wings.
Okay.
He can fly. He can fly. Yeah, but it was kind of nice because it doesn't end like where he kills the villain. They actually bring him to a jail.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's kind of nice.
Next one, Black Panther.
Yes, right over left.
Oh my God, Wakanda Forever. February 2018. Director Ryan Coogler. Okay. I believe Ryan Coogler also... can you read that because I want to look this up.
Black Panther, after the death of his father, King T'Challa, returns home to the African nation of Wakanda to take his rightful place as king when a powerful enemy suddenly reappears. King T'Challa, mettle as king and as Black Panther, gets tested when he's drawn into a conflict that puts the fate of Wakanda and the entire world at risk. Faced with treachery and danger, the young king must rally his allies and release the full power of the Black Panther to defeat his foes and secure the safety of his people.
Yes.
Oh, so
the
many
director,
good actors.
So many good actors. So the director is Ryan Coogler, who also made Creed, Creed 2, and Fruitvale Station, which all movies have Michael B.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh my God. Michael B. Jordan is so fucking hot. Oh, it's great. Great cast. Great movie. Chadwick Boseman, amazing. Lupita Nyong'o, amazing.
Yes,
Michael B. Jordan, amazing. Denaya
Guria, sure.
yeah, but that's the girl who
She's a general.
You wind her hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Letitia Wright, Daniel Kaluuya.
Yep.
I'm saying these names wrong, I know.
Probably,
and then Angela Bassett, of course. Winston Duke, who was just in Us. And then Andy Serkis, who plays Claw. Forrest Whitaker, of course. Sterling K. Brown. Florence Kasasumba. Trevor Noah?
Who's that?
Oh, Trevor Noah's that host. But there are so many African American
Cast
casts
members.
that are so beautiful. It's just great. The
I
movie
think
was great. The soundtrack was great.
Everything was so
Score
great.
was
I
great.
think this was like the first time you actually saw some real feminine power in there. You know, starting with the general, and then obviously
The sister.
with Lupita,
And the mom.
and the sister and the mom, like pretty much kind of taking it on, as opposed to like, oh yeah, your father's dead. So
The
what
Black
do we do
Panther was
now?
kind of like the background.
Yeah,
He, like-
honestly, yeah. Like
When it
I
came
felt
to
like
the brains
everybody else.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his sister, which is what's her name?
The sister?
Yeah,
Suri?
Suri. Yeah.
Shuri?
Suri. She's honestly, like, in my opinion, way smarter than Tony Stark. But of course, because she's behind Wakanda walls, like, she doesn't get to present that information out there. So I hope that there's going to be more character development in the future Marvel Universe movies. I mean, I think she's really freaking badass.
Love it.
Ooh.
Moving on to Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 2018. Director is Peyton Reed. Scott Lang is grappling with the consequences of his choices and both a superhero and a father. Approached by Hope Van Dam and Dr. Hank Pym, Lang must once again don on the Ant-Man suit and fight alongside the Wasp. The urgent mission soon leads to secret revelations from the past, and the dynamic duo finds itself in an epic battle against powerful new. Okay, moving on. Avengers Infinity War is April 2018. Director, the Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, and the rest of the Avengers unite as they battle their most powerful enemy yet, the evil Thanos. On the mission to collect all 6 Infinity Stones, Thanos plans to use the artifacts to inflict his twisted will on reality. The fate of the planet and the existence itself has never been more uncertain, as everything the Avengers have fought for has led to this moment.
We all know how that ended. Let's not break any more
Thanos is pretty much
hearts.
going around the world to find all the Infinity Stones.
Yes.
Doctor Strange has one. Gamora has one. I think at the start of the movie, doesn't he already have 2?
They all go throughout the universe. They're always in different places. The Collector had one. That's the one that Gamora had. The Collector has it. And then also there were some on Asgard. Which
and that guy's forehead.
Tesseract. Vision.
Yeah.
Vision. And I think that was a Soul Stone, I think. And then
Because there's 6?
there's 6.
Yeah.
No, 5. Yeah, 6.
No, 6, because 5
there's
hands and then one in the
center.
center.
Yeah, there's one in the center. And then and then there's some here on Earth. There's some here. There's some in other places. So yeah.
So spoiler alert, at the very end, he gets all the stones. He clicks his fingers, snaps his fingers, and half of the world goes to dust.
Yeah, 50%
Correct?
of the population
Is gone.
Of the entire universe.
Which sounds like a dream come true for the world. Right now. Okay, no shade, but we have too many people living in this world.
We need a new plague.
Okay, then Captain Marvel, March 2019. Director, it's a woman.
Yeah.
Anna Boden and Ryan Flick. There's 2 directors. I wonder if they're related. Anyways, Captain Marvel is an extraterrestrial Kree warrior.
Extraterrestrial Kree warrior who finds
herself caught in the middle. So she's not human?
Spoiler
She
alert.
was human. So spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. She
was
was human. She was human, but she doesn't know that.
Oh. So what, she got abducted?
She didn't.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Just go through it.
She actually, this is her origin story. So throughout the whole film, you think that she is a Kree alien because she was raised to think that she was. And
Okay.
it turns out she was actually a pilot, Air Force pilot here on Earth. And this is taking place during the 90s. So you see everything in the 90s. Payphones, Blockbusters. What else was in the 90s? Radio Shack.
So how did
Radio
she...
Shack.
So she was always human, but she became alien by how?
Isn't
she like supposed to be the most powerful Avenger?
She is one of the most powerful ones.
Okay.
Technically, yes. But she... it was by an explosion, so another Kree member... it gets so complicated. So there is another side force. If you remember from the Guardians of the Galaxy... Oh, gosh, I don't remember his name. But he was also part of the Kree... And he was a bad guy, pretty much. Mm-hmm. He had like this like robotic part on his skull.
Yes,
I forgot his name. So he he comes back in this movie in Captain Marvel, and so apparently there's a group of rebels of the Kree that are actually wanting to take over the universe. Let's just put it that way. And one of the members is against that, so she's kind of a rebel. She develops this weapon that can defeat them. She's about to take off with it. Captain Danvers, which is Captain Marvel, plans to fly it off with her. And in the middle of it, these rebels fire it off. Boom. Explosion. She gets exposed to all that energy and is absorbed in her cells. And that's why she becomes Captain Marvel. So all that energy, it's almost like Hulk. Like that gamma radiation, she's also inherits that kind of radiation with all that power as well.
And she lives.
Okay. And she becomes a badass, and that's why they
and that's Brie Larson, of course.
Brie Larson.
And then at the end of Avengers Infinity War, Nick Fury calls on her.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, that was the most coolest thing ever. Because she's the only one who has contact with him who's as powerful as she can be.
So my question is, where the fuck has she been through all this whole fucking destruction, all these Avenger movies?
She kind of took it upon herself to actually help other worlds throughout the universe create a better life.
Jude Law is also in this.
Yeah. He's the bad guy.
Okay.
He's
Ooh,
good.
Annette Bening.
Bad.
I love her.
Who?
Annette Bening?
Yeah, she's the doctor. So she's an original Kree who is trying to help other universes survive. Other planets survive. Sorry.
Okay. Spoiler.
Spoiler. We come to Avengers
Endgame. Okay. April 2019, director of the Russo brothers. Okay, so this just came out. You saw it twice. Okay, so I just have some questions.
Thursday night and Sunday.
So.
Okay. Spoiler alert! Turn it off now.
So okay. So 50% of the population is gone.
Yes.
Okay. How does the movie start? Does it start right after Avengers Infinity War? Or...
It starts off with you... There are some characters that were missing in Infinity War. One of them being Hawkeye.
Yep.
And it starts off with him... He had originally, quote-unquote, retired. And you just see him with his family. And he's teaching his daughter how to shoot arrows, obviously. And he tells her, like, hey, go get your arrow. We'll try this again after lunch. He doesn't hear anything. He goes like, girl. And then he turns around, and you just see, like, the dust.
Oh, so
she's gone.
Okay.
And then he turns around to see the rest of his family who's out having a picnic.
All of them?
And they all...
Oh my
just
God.
disappear. And that's where he starts panicking. He starts screaming out their name. And so it starts off really, really emotional from there. You're just like, holy crap. But you didn't know where Hawkeye was. Well, we all knew that he was retired, but, So that happens. And then it all flashes back to the Avengers headquarters in New Jersey. I forget what it's called. So they're all trying to like figure what the heck happened. It's been 21 days. You see a shot of Tony Stark. He's out in space with Gamora's sister. So they're like running out of water, food, oxygen. They tried.
So they're just like floating in space.
They're floating in space, and so he's trying to make these messages. Hopefully that it will get to Peppers.
Okay. How does he get back to Earth?
Captain Marvel gets him.
So Captain Marvel brings them back to Earth.
Yeah.
What, pushes the spaceship back to Earth?
Yeah.
Just pushes it? Okay.
She's that powerful.
Okay, so all the Avengers are just chilling at S.H.I.E.L.D., the whatever compound. They're just chilling.
They're trying to figure out what the heck happened, and they're trying to figure out where Thanos is.
Okay, so we don't know where Thanos is yet?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Well, we do, but yes.
Okay.
In the garden.
Okay. So
Moving on to the next question, so I can get into this very, very detailed.
Okay, well, we don't have much time left. Okay, just
next
go.
question. Next question.
Well, no, go. I was going to ask who dies.
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about the middle part.
Okay.
Big spoiler alert. So technically, there's no way of getting the Infinity Stones back. So Thanos used them to destroy themselves, pretty much.
Okay.
So there's even if they wanted to get all the stones back and kind of do an alternate reality kind of deal, they can't do it because Thanos destroyed it.
Okay.
He erased temptation forever.
Okay.
So the one way that they can technically bring it back, and another thing is that at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, his team, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, and the Wasp, they also get taken out. They also become dust.
Okay.
But in the meantime, Ant-Man gets stuck in the quantum realm for 5 hours. In the quantum realm, it works differently. Here, it's 5 years. So it all takes place at the very beginning, right after everything happened, at the finger snap, and then 5 years later. So it's taking them 5 years to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So
and
5 years.
They didn't even know how to. The only thing that they would do was trying to move on, cope with everything, and kind of change everything. Which is why we know where Captain Marvel has been all this time, is that she's been going out to different planets and trying to help them restructure pretty much as well. So, and there's this funny part where Raccoon Rocket says, like, where have you been? What, are you going to go out and get another haircut or something? She says she's going to be gone for quite some time, so they might not even see her. And Captain Marvel says, what's happening on planet is happening in like 3,000 other planets. And Rocket goes like, oh, yeah, you got a point. That was really cute.
Such a joker.
I know. Bradley Cooper, oh my gosh. Why don't you just die again? Spoiler alert. A Star is Born.
Oh, yes. Yes. No spoiler. He kills himself.
Oh, man.
But that's not really spoiler because that's what happens in all of... No.
No, some of them it's a girl. It's a girl.
No. What?
Yeah.
No. The girl never dies in A Star is Born.
Have you seen the one in the 40s?
The girl doesn't die. It's always the guy dies, but I think only in the last two he kills himself.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think.
Sure.
Motorcycle
something like
accident.
that, yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. I didn't know it was suicidal.
No, I'm sorry. I think this one is the only one that's suicide. The other one's that he gets in a motorcycle accident or some kind of accident. I think Bradley Cooper's version is the only one where he actually kills himself. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Who dies? For real. So do they all come back?
They all come back.
Okay.
And... Okay, so this is where I was going to, that
Okay.
it took them 5 years to figure the fuck out what they're going to do.
Okay.
And it's actually the whole person who comes up with this theory is Ant-Man. Go figure.
Okay. Because he's in the other realm.
In the quantum realm.
Okay.
They built a time machine.
They build a time machine.
A time machine. I don't want to tell you. I need you to go see it. He hasn't seen it. Jason has not seen it.
I have not seen it, but I mean, I'm not as... Clearly, I'm not as dedicated to these movies as other people are. Again, they are a part of cinematic history, which is what I respect about them. But that's why we're talking about them right now. I mean, do you want to stop and not spoil anymore?
No, it's fine. So, because I like talking about
Who
it.
the fuck builds this time machine?
Tony Stark. Who else?
Oh, God.
Tony Stark and the Hulk. They're
does
the
it
both
involve
they're the
a
two big
DeLorean?
brains. It does not involve a DeLorean, but it does involve a quantum realm GPS tracker. So everybody goes back in time.
All of them?
Everybody.
At once?
At
the
once.
same time?
They build this big machine that
Okay.
is able to do that. Tony Stark is the one who figures out how to time travel. So go figure. Again, it comes back to him.
But if they time travel, won't there be two of them?
Well, that's the thing. They're aware that they can't really meet each other, except it does happen to Captain America. But that's the point. So they need to go back in time to grab these stones from the time period and bring them back to the present.
Okay, so they don't go back where they all disappeared. They go further.
Further, yeah.
Okay, so when Thanos doesn't have the stones.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Thanos going back in time, Thanos doesn't know who they are yet.
Okay.
So if we go back in time, so this is the coolest part, that they go back to several of the Avenger movies. I'm sorry, several of the different Marvel movies.
Okay.
So there's one where they go into the first Avenger. There's one where they go into Captain
And you know
America.
that because you've seen
scenes
from that. Okay.
Yes, you see
That's cool.
scenes from that. So it's kind of nice, and it goes back to like New York 2012, Morag 2014 or something, like, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. So it goes back in time, and then there are several characters. This is why you see so many characters, and you're like, I don't know if any of you noticed, but a lot of people that were showing up at the premiere, they were like, "Why are you here?" Natalie Portman was one of them. And everybody was just like, your movie was like 6 years ago. What are you doing here?
Oh, so they played... Wait.
There's some scenes that... And this is why there are a lot of characters or a lot
They're
of
like in our world.
actors. What do you mean?
Wait, you said Natalie Portman shows up at a...
Natalie Portman showed up at the premiere for Avengers, but everybody who... Like a reporter or newscast, they were wondering why she was even in... Why she was even part of the premiere. Like because we all knew that Natalie Portman didn't want to do it anymore. And her last role was in Thor,
the
Dark World.
Yeah.
That was the last time you saw her.
Oh, okay.
But people were wondering, like, why is she here? Because she was part of the.
So strange.
They went back in time.
That's Doctor
And then
Strange.
you see Thor's mom.
Oh, Renee Russo.
Renee Russo.
Love her.
So she comes back, and actually, she has a pretty good role in this. I really like her.
I love Renee Russo.
And then, biggest spoiler alert, ladies. Thor gets fat.
Oh.
Thor gets fat.
How does a demigod get fat?
By drinking a lot of beer and eating and never going out and just watching.
Wait, he gets fat in the reality
world. In the 5 years of Earth after the finger snap, he gets really fat.
Well, that's also with depression. He's depressed.
Yeah, because technically he blames himself because, again, he didn't go for the head the first time.
Yeah.
And that's what let Thanos just snap his fingers.
Got it.
So he's kind of living with that. So fast forward 5 years, time machine, they get the stones, they come back. They do create a gauntlet. Iron Man actually makes it.
Okay.
And they snap it, they use it, they bring back everyone. And at the very end...
Is it a glove?
It's a glove.
Okay.
It's like an Iron Man's hand glove, which is cool. But if you all remember, Tony Stark now uses nanotechnology, and it moves and it shapes and everything. So it swims through the armor, and which is a big key point at the very end. So, again, what did Doctor Strange said? 1 in 14 million possibilities. That was the one time that we could defeat Thanos. So in all this, they're trying to defeat Thanos. Thor almost dies, and guess who saves him? Captain America. How? He is actually worthy of Thor's hammer. And
really?
He picks up...
I do remember
that part? Do you remember that part?
I do remember that part because he almost picks up the hammer and Thor got worried.
He worried,
He's like, oh. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So he finally picks it up, and Thor goes like, "I knew it!" And the whole crowd went wild when that happened because we all knew it, that he was just as worthy of that hammer. Mm-hmm. And again, it does count because Anthony Hopkins, he said, "To whomever is worthy of this hammer shall grant the power of lightning."
Yeah.
And that's exactly, this is why a lot of people are going like, "But that's Thor's hammer." No. Anthony Hopkins said da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And so he was worthy of it, obviously. We finally get to hear Captain America say, "Avengers Assemble," finally. And at the very end, right before we all thought Thanos was going to win again, we all thought it, but thanks to Tony Stark's micro nanotechnology, he sweeps the stones away from the glove and onto him.
Onto Iron Man's hand.
Onto Iron Man.
From that scene in Infinity War?
From not from Infinity. This is current. This is current.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So he.
How does Thanos get back then?
That's another thing. So he uses. If y'all remember from Ant-Man, there's like this vial that they use to go from big to small, to small. Mm-hmm. So he uses that to get small and travel through the quantum realm. Mm-hmm. And Nebula, that's who I was thinking, Nebula finds herself in the past, but it's all because she's computer, so she's kind of interflicting with the same computer images, mind that she has, because, she's mostly robot rather than human anymore. So it's conflicting within that, and that's how Thanos finds out that the Avengers, that he has fulfilled his prophecy, but now they're trying to undo it. Yeah. If that hadn't happened, it would have been like easy peasy, Mm-hmm. But he finds out that they're trying to undo what he's already done. Okay. And that's why he travels through the quantum realm, gets back here to Earth, and that's why he starts.
Okay, who dies?
God. I don't want to say.
Oh, wait. Well, then create a glove or create a time machine and go back and save him. We all know because we know what actor didn't want to do the movies anymore.
They all die.
They all die?
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
How?
Just kidding.
You're such a bitch. I was like, oh my god, that's the best ending ever. Our cities are now saved from our tax dollars from building them over and over again.
Iron Man is the only one that dies.
That's it? He's the only one?
Iron Man, let's see. Yeah, the biggest...
Like, out of the Avengers, I mean.
Out of the Avengers, yeah, Tony Stark's the one that doesn't make it because in the Infinity Stones, remember, once they get transferred onto him, he gets the power of all of them, but you have to be like a superhuman to actually...
And he is human.
Survive.
Yeah,
and he is human, yeah. To survive that much radiation or that much power, and his body can take up to a certain point.
Is he in his suit at this time?
He's in his Iron Man suit, and it's so cool how he says so. He snaps his finger in the way in which he can make Thanos and his posse disappear, and so Thanos goes, "How?" And this is like really cool. Everybody got the chills. Tony Stark says, "Because I am Iron Man."
Oh.
And there you go. Thank you. and then
wow.
All his posse disappears, turns into dust, and finally, it takes Thanos like quite a few minutes before he disappears.
Yeah,
we were kind of like
purple and fat.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about the girl scene? Who were all the women that are
fighting?
Oh
yeah, so we finally see Pepper in her Iron Woman suit.
Why?
I don't know, but it looked pretty cool.
I can't stand
Wakanda. All the Wakanda people come back,
okay.
And Black Panther comes back. Shuri, the general.
Black Widow.
No.
Oh, she did?
She did. I forgot about that.
Oh. I said the Avengers. How did she die?
She exchanges her soul to get the Soul Stone.
Oh.
In the past.
Oh.
Unfortunately, you have to exchange a soul.
So does the Hulk cry? Or is he sad?
Everybody's kind of sad.
Oh, okay.
But at this point, because it's been so long, that kind of romance disappears. I mean, the emotion's still kind of there, but that romance kind of like died.
Got it.
So it was kind of really nice because it was Hawkeye and her who went to go get the Soul Stone. Mm-hmm. So in a way, they kind of did know what was going to happen, but they were like saying like, "Oh no, like we have to make up our minds here." But she gave up her life, obviously, because he's the one who has a family and she doesn't. So, yeah, she calls. And so they get the Soul Stone from there, bring it back to the present time. You also see Stan Lee's last cameo here.
Oh, yeah.
As well. I
During
wish
the
it would
girl
have been
fight?
better. No, he was... Tony Stark, they've traveled back into the 60s, and there's always been like this like friction between the relationship of him and his father, but he sees his father as an adult. And obviously him when in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a different relationship, which was really nice because it kind of gave him closure in terms of like his father, because he always had like this idea about his dad, but it kind of made peace. And Captain Rogers, or Captain America, he sees that Margaret Carter, Agent Carter, the love of his life, never forgot him. And so how they signed off these characters, obviously Tony Stark dies, Black Widow dies, Hawkeye retires, obviously, and Captain America. So in order for this new future to continue in the way that it's going forward with all the people back now,
yes,
they need to return the Infinity Stones back to their appropriate time from whenever they grab them.
Okay.
So that's the only way that it can continue flowing. So Captain America goes back and puts all the stones back, but he misses the time when he's supposed to jump back into our present time. And so everybody's worried, and turns out that he missed it on purpose, and he stayed with Agent Carter.
Okay.
And he grew old. And you see him like really old.
So this was before he became Captain America then?
No, he was already Captain America.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, what happens if he runs into himself?
That's a good point. I don't know.
Okay.
That's another thing.
Well, plot hole.
Yeah. Unanswered question. But, like, look at it from a nice point. You know?
I know, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
it's
that's
like
so romantic.
Well, that's what happens. He's technically not here. because he's a popsicle.
Oh yeah.
So
He's still frozen.
Yeah, he's still frozen technically.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what happens if they ever do that, which I don't think so. But we'll leave it at that happy ending. And he gives off Falcon his shield, so he's now the new Captain America if he wants to take on that mantra. Anthony Mackie.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Mark Ruffalo. He finally makes peace with the Hulk, so he's able to both generate himself and the Hulk as one person.
Okay.
Thor, he goes off with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but he calls them
Jenny
the
Craig.
S Guardian of the Galaxy. Oh, it's funny. Jenna Russo, she's like, and don't forget to eat a salad, honey. So that's
is he
the
like
end.
is the Thor's like CGI fat or in a fat suit?
I think CGI because right now he's like really, really, really fit.
Well, no, but you could be in a fat suit.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was a fat suit
Okay.
or something. I don't know, but like no, that
Was he still wearing his Thor armor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and really, really big beard again. It was kind of like the original Thor, like with
Is he like fat or like thick?
thick and fat.
Oh, okay.
Really
Like he had a
bulky.
belly?
Yeah, a big belly, a beer belly.
Oh.
Like a beer belly.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
But we don't know if he's going to come back because I know they are working on a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and also kind of in negotiations of working with a Black Widow kind of origins and things of the sort like that. And we also have the last Spider-Man movie that's supposed to wrap up this whole Infinity Stone timeline as well.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
But Spider-Man, he goes back to school.
I think he goes like over to Europe. I think he's going like abroad, like study abroad.
bye.
That's the point of it.
Cute.
Yeah.
Well, you guys,
Ooh,
that
this
was
is
the
a long one.
Jesus Christ, so many Marvel movies. I will definitely go see the movie, but I have to see Captain Marvel first. I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet.
Yeah. A lot of people were asking me that if you needed to see it. It's mostly her origin story. The only way that you would connect it is why did he call on her when Thanos snapped his fingers? That would be the only reason why. But other than that, and then you get to know that that's because she's a
And she didn't
fucking
disappear
badass.
because she's not on planet Earth.
She did. She missed it, I guess.
Okay.
She missed. It was just by luck. I almost want to say it was by luck that she didn't get caught in it because even like powerful people like got caught in like Black Panther. You know?
I know, but they weren't on Earth. They were on Earth.
But it doesn't matter. It caught everybody in the universe.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just Earth.
No, it was here. It caused it here for the first time, but it was like a widespread thing that happened in all universes, which is why she got lucky and why she was able to go into other planets and kind of help restore the missing pieces or the missing people.
Oh,
That's why.
okay, I got you
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So it happened everywhere else.
Well, guys, thank you so much for sticking out this long podcast.
Thank you.
The Stray Podcast at gmail.com, #StrayTuned. We love you. Rate, comment,
subscribe.
Go
watch it. Go watch it. I really recommend it. It's really awesome. Yes!
Okay. So stupid. Okay, bye.
Bye.